Hello YouTube, this is Chris giving Paranormal Services. Sorry it's been a little while since I put up a video. I've got a lot of videos that I'm trying to get up, and we're still at my mother-in-law's helping her with her medical problems, and God willing, keep us in your prayers that her medical visit tomorrow goes good and she can take care of herself and we can go home, which will make everything a lot easier, including me getting videos up. So, and also hopefully the audio sounds good. I don't really have uh, that good of a mic right now, a good mic setup. Um, The mic I'm using is a Turtle Beach headset with a mic that I bought for my PS4, and I think that's the problem why it won't plug into or work properly plugged into the laptop, because the rings of the male part isn't plugging in. The rings aren't fitting in properly to reach the mic part of the audio, so you get audio in, and I'm not getting audio out. So what I did was I plugged my Turtle Beach headset into my PS4 controller and then bridged it. I'm using the controller as a bridge to go into my laptop, and it reads it that way. So that tells me that everything is fine with the headset and everything is fine with the laptop, because the other mics will plug in there and work plugged into that jack. So the jack's not the problem. It's something with the male end of the Turtle Beach headset is not reaching the mic part in the jack. So hopefully the audio is good. Um, So I want to start off by saying I do believe in aliens and UFOs. I have filmed tons of UFOs. Some of them I got on my channel. Uh, some didn't turn out right. You couldn't really tell what they were, so I never uploaded them. But most of them, because of either lighting or the camera sucks or whatever, I couldn't film them. So I've seen more than I've filmed. Too many credible witnesses. That's even a lot of them lost their lives coming out and talking about it. So I know they're real. I know aliens and UFOs are real. I don't believe they're from other. I'm not. They're not from. Are they've always been here. I'm just gonna say that because I'm trying a test here. I'm gonna. It's a type of video I haven't done in a while, and I want to see if YouTube pushes my videos if I don't use certain keywords. And I want to see if it gets more views and different things. Doesn't mean I'm going to change my content. I'm just doing a test. Um, so uh, yeah, I like I said, I do believe that aliens and UFOs are real. I believe they're demonic. Um, and the story I'm going to tell you is a very true story. Nothing is embellished. Nothing is added or taken in. Is the best of my knowledge. Not like I said, nothing is embellished. I've also got Bigfoot ones. If you want to hear those, let me know in the comment section below. Like I said, I'm not going to stop making the content I've been making and I've made for years and years, because that stuff is important and needs to go out. But anybody that's been on my channel for a while or watched my older videos knows I talk about anything and everything, including personal stories that are true. So if you're wondering why the X-Files logo is on the screen there, it's because it's going to be all audio. There's going to be no video, images, or different things on the screen. So if you, sorry if I keep saying the word so and, but if you Google, look up signs of alien abduction, and you'll get a whole list of them that are classic, basic signs of alien abduction. That's for a completely different video, but I have to say that because of the story. So one of the things I've always had is falling dreams. That's one that's on the list, and most of it was when I was younger. I've had it as an adult, but not very often. Uh, I know the devil can attack you in your dreams. Just as God speaks to you in your dreams, the devil can attack you. So that could be what's going on here. Um, and it could have been an abduction of some kind. Uh, so in my dreams, they're realistic, mind you. I'm falling face first out of nowhere, just boom, I'm falling face first out of the sky, or I'm in the sky, and the ground is just spinning. And I see the treetops, and they're just spinning, 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 spinning. And I'm trying my best, like it's a cartoon, to flip up to where my feet are facing down, so I can land feet first, not face first. And right as I get to the ground, all of a sudden I able to flip myself up, and I'm feet first now, and I hit the ground. And right as I hit the ground, I wake up, and my whole legs from feet up are hurting like I actually hit ground. And I've always had constant nosebleeds, which is another sign of quote unquote alien abduction. I haven't had those in a while, but I used to get them out of nowhere. And that's one of the signs. It's not nosebleeds because you pick your nose too much, or nosebleeds because you get hit in the nose too much. No, nosebleeds out of nowhere. I used to get those all the time. So keep all this in mind. I've filmed tons of UFOs. I've got them on my, like I said, I've got them some on my channel. But I had this, what I thought was a dream for many, many years. I've had it once and only once that I know of, but I remember it like it was yesterday. And the dream was, and this was back in the time when, I would have been probably 6, 7 maybe, and my little brother would have been a couple years younger than that. So back in them times, it was okay and legal, and no one batted an eye to sit in the back of a truck while he's driving. So my brother and me were sitting in the back of a truck, driving down the road. My parents are sitting in the front, driving down the road. My mom, while she was alive, was deathly afraid of bridges. Wouldn't cross them. Absolutely would not cross them, to the best of my knowledge. And we get to a spot where we're dead stopped. All the cars. I get up and I look, and well, let me rewind it a little bit. So me and my brother look at each other like, why are we stopped? And we look at my mom and dad. They're talking to each other, and then they look towards the window. They talking to each other. They look towards the front window. So I get up and I look over the cab of the truck, and all I see is lines of cars for miles, as far as I can see, are just dead stopped. People out of the car looking towards what would have been my right. So I get up. All right, I'm already up. I turn to my right, and I see a big, huge body of water, mountain coming out of it, and the classic depiction of a UFO hovering over the top of it, just lights going all around it, and it's just sitting there spinning, hovering over this mountain. And so I look down at my brother, and he looks petrified, looking towards the back of the truck. So I turn left and look at the back of the truck, and I see glowing red. I assumed it was brake lights. So that's about all I remember. He looks back at me. He's got this scared look on his face. I'm looking at him. He's looking at me like, you're the bigger brother. You're the big brother. Do something. Kind of look on his face. And I remember in what I thought was a dream, not knowing what to do. And then I wake up. And I only had that dream once that I know of. That kind of I mean, I've had tons of crazy dreams in my life. Um, but that's the only one that I've had specifically of that one. I had it that one time. No variation of it that I can remember after that. One that was similar to that one at all. So years and years go by. I tell random people, and tell now my ex, and I've told my children and stuff this story. And I think I've even mentioned it here on YouTube years and years and years ago. And I've always just, it's a crazy dream. So one day I go to my brother's house. We're adults at this point. And I go to my brother's house. Now, mind you, like I said, I've told tons of people about this. Never really talked to my brother about it. Never thought to talk to my brother about it. Never had the feeling that I should talk to my brother about it. But I've talked to everybody else about it. Perfect strangers and everything. So one day I go to his house to visit him. And his then wife was at the store. And we're talking. We were making something to eat. I think it was Hot Pockets, barbecue beef Hot Pockets. And because he wanted me to try them, because I always liked barbecue chicken, because I always liked the barbecue beef, which used to be his favorite, and then he found barbecue chicken, which they don't make either one of those anymore, stupid Hot Pockets. So he's like, "You never had the barbecue chicken Hot Pockets? They're bomb." And we're sitting there talking back and forth, and he heats up two of them, and I have one, and that became my favorite Hot Pocket, and barbecue beef got knocked to my second. So as we're talking and we're eating the Hot Pockets, I tell him, I said, I got a feeling to tell you about this crazy dream I had. And I tell him. And the look on his face was, first of all, priceless. He just sits there and like doesn't say anything the whole time I'm telling the story. And he goes, "No way." And I was like, "What?" And he tells me, he goes, "I thought it was a dream too." And so there's no way his wife at that time could have known what we were talking about. She didn't know I was there. She didn't even know I was coming over. Neither of them did. None of them did. I just showed up. Me and my brother have a tendency of doing that to each other. Have our whole life. So when his wife at that time walks in, the first thing he says to her says, "Hey Nona, remember that crazy dream I told you about? Me and my brother in the back of the truck and the UFO and all those different things?" And she goes, "Yeah." She's got this puzzled look on her face. And he looks at me and he goes, "Chris, tell her what you just told me about your dream." So I did. And the look on her face was like, she was like, it was crazy. Like she couldn't believe that neither one of us knew what the other one thought was a dream. And so it detailed down to, I mean, everything, just detailed as if we had made this dream up together, or we had sit down and said, "Hey, let's write this down, write this down," and we came up with this big old elaborate story. And neither one of us had told each other about the dream our whole life. Um, and when my brother, he told me when we were talking that day, when the time when he looked at the back of the truck and saw the red lights, which I thought was tail lights when I saw them, his initial feeling was it was the gates of hell opening up and it was going to swallow him. That Satan was going to grab him and pull him down. It's kind of funny. I got the X-Files theme um, message coming through my phone and the X-Files theme on my computer while I'm telling the story. Always seems to happen that way. Anyway, so that matches with, you know, possibly, well, I believe aliens are demonic. And the Men in Black and Shadow People are pretty much one and the same. That's for another video, but they say children have a spiritual connection that adults don't have because it's subconsciously beat out of us is the best words I could use. We're taught not to believe that stuff. That stuff is foolish. It's fairy tales. It's meant to scare you. It's campfire stories, so on and so on. So we're told not to believe in that stuff, even though the Bible tells us to believe in that stuff. That stuff is real. The spiritual world is real. So why did the instant thought that he thought, I was older than he was by a few years, but his instant thought as even a smaller child was it was the gates of hell opening up. And we had rode in trucks many times before that and after that and know what tail lights look like. So the glow of tail lights. So why did he think it was the gates of hell opening up and Satan was going to swallow him? And all these years, like I was being pushed. Because even when I was talking about it with other people on YouTube and in person and to my ex at that time and my wife, or my ex now, not my ex at that time, my ex at now. Our children, me and my wife's children and stuff, all these people I'm telling this to, but I don't tell him. I don't even think about bringing it up to him. And then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, when I go to visit him, all of a sudden I get this real deep down feeling that I need to bring it up to him. And I'm glad I did, because I realized it wasn't just a dream. It can't be, unless the devil was attacking both of us and putting these false images and audio in our heads in the dream world, which the Bible says God speaks to us. It speaks to us in our dream, and the devil also attacks us and stuff in our dream, and speaks to us and stuff in our dream as well, and tries to mislead us. So it could still be that, but I mean, it's what's the odds that me and my brother are going to have the exact same dream to the letter? Everything matches exactly. And then we have a outside witness, his wife at the time, confirming, yes, that's what he told me, not knowing she wasn't even there. She just all of a sudden decided she wanted to go to the store and get some stuff. Like God waited on her heart to get her out of the house, so that when I got there, he could wait on my heart to speak to my brother, and we could finally realize, that that wasn't a dream. And for many, many years, until I realized that aliens are demonic, I believed, it's the classic alien abduction story. But I'm not, I don't believe that anymore. So let me know what you think about this story, very true story, in the comment section below. If you want to hear more of my stories like this, because I've done something similar to this in my channel years and years and years and years ago. Um, and also, I mean, I've got tons of paranormal stories. Uh, and I've thought about making them into a series of different type things, paranormal stuff that's happened to me over the years, most of my life, I should say. And I've also got one that I was thinking about making today. Kind of made a little video of it, but it didn't turn out right. Of real life Bigfoot encounters, because I was watching my YouTube friend's channel, Minutes of Horror, and he was talking about Bigfoot, and for some reason it clicked in my brain about the Bigfoot experiences me and my brother and my family have had when we lived on a ranch. So if you want to hear that story, let me know in the comment section below. So I'm gonna get off here. Hopefully YouTube pushes this video. I tried my best, and that's kind of why I was stumbling a little bit more than normal. Not to use specific words. It's sad that you gotta cherry pick words and make up words and lettering and so on to talk about almost every single topic. You gotta have this word salad, and hope and pray that your audience understands what you're saying. So I'm gonna go ahead and get off here. Use all the links in the About Me section. Rate, comment, subscribe. Much love. God bless. And I will see you on the next one.